Okay, greetings everyone. This is Gerard, editor-in-chief of Filipino Soul Magazine, aka S.G.I.B magazine. That stands for Soldiers Got Intentions. Believe that, because everyone should be soldiering for something: a dream, a goal, an idea, a train of thought, something. And let me say off the top, thanks to my brother Kingsley, on the other side of the pond, so to speak. Hit that subscribe button if you like this video to catch further videos, future videos, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to let you know when it's posted. Also on the PBT's production stand forward by Gerard, the best in freelance publicity photography. This is one of my shots here. I thought maybe I showed this. One of my shots of Mary J. Blige. For those of you who know Mary J. Blige, and those of you who know Mary J. Blige knows that she has a canvas of this in her bedroom, hanging over her bed, of a canvas that I took. How do I know? Because I've seen Mary J. on several other occasions, and she had acknowledged having that canvas and where it was hanging. I've also was editor-in-chief of Reverend Dr. Al Sharpton's Men's Auxiliary Newsletter. There it is there. You can kind of see it, and the picture of me right there. I don't know how well you can see it, but that's my presenting him a check for the money that was generated from the newsletter through advertisement. It was the largest contributor of the organizations that was within the National Action Network at the time. Why it stopped? For the simple reason that when he went on MSNBC during the Obama administration, that he had to circle the wagons and make sure that everything was in order, that all information that was being put out there was accurate and accountable for. Leave it at that. So I understood it, and it was no hard feelings because I did it for 2 years and I'm a happy camper. I've also have been the East Coast representative of the Godfather Soul, Mr. James Brown's newsletter, right here, called The Truth. And my contribution was on the back. I've had artists and people holding this magazine on the East Coast, Ashford and Simpson, Gerald Albright, and lead guitarist of the James Fuller. And of course, this magazine was published by editor-in-chief of Vonney Hilton Sweeney, who was the founder of the Pre-Grammy Party. And we know if there's a heaven up above, she's teaching people how to network. Now, the reason why I want to post this video here, because I've been kind of quiet as far as on the political scene and what have you. I'm always reading the newspaper, and I kind of keep myself up on the current events, and I think I'm pretty well informed. To the point that back in 2000, I think it's 2008 or 2004, that I had an inkling that I wanted to see the first woman president of the United States. I wrote a manifesto about this. If you remember at the beginning of Donald Trump's presidency, I had something attached to everything I sent down on Facebook that said, that I was behind Hillary Clinton, and that, I'm going to sit back and watch Trevor Noah from The Daily Show, and for the shits and giggles that's about to happen, because I felt President Trump was a product of reality show generation. Now, getting back to Hillary, back in 2004, I was so much onto wanting to see the first woman president of the United States that I started supporting her. I wrote a manifesto at that time. This was when Bush was running against Al Gore, and I was kind of paranoid that Al Gore would have won the presidency. If Al Gore would run the presidency, well, then I know it had been 4 years before Hillary Clinton 8 years before Hillary Clinton would have ran. So I wanted George Bush to win. So I was in front of Times Square and in New York City, and I was handing out these flyers and saying, "First woman president for the United States, vote for the Bush in 2008." I think it was 2008, something like that, or whatever. but the whole, it was a play on words, vote for the Bush. You know what I'm saying? And Bush, women, you get the idea. And so I was handing this out because that's how strongly I wanted to see a woman president of the United States in my lifetime. I've always been about history, and I wanted to see that happen. So of course, when she was able to run for the president of the United States, then lo and behold, what happened? Obama had entered into the ring as a candidate for the Democratic Party to run for president. So of course, all bets were off because if President Obama was going to run, well then of course the first black president, Trump the first woman president, Trump the first one, Trump the first woman president, and so I had to go with that. Now let me stop there and say that people have said that oh, you vote for Obama because he's black, oh, you vote for him for the black. So what? Governor Cuomo is in office now in New York because he's Italian, because the Italians vote for him. Elliot Spitzer, who was former governor of New York until he got caught, patronizing prostitutes, was being groomed for the first Jewish president of the United States. So there is nothing wrong with voting for someone of your nationalism. So they made it seem like it was something new, something strange, something odd, or something, something taboo for blacks to do, was vote for Obama because he was black and not his policies. And it was funny because there were some black Republicans who voted for Obama for the simple reason that one said that he didn't want to find himself in a situation when his grandson grew up and asked him, Grandpa, who did you vote for president when Obama was ran for president of the United States? He wanted to say proudly, I voted for the first black president of the United States for no other reason. You know what I'm saying? Let that be the reason why he did it. Now, so with that out the way, let me explain something to you about Donald Trump that I think everybody is missing, okay? Let me first say that Donald Trump has always seemed to me to be a reality show generation president. Because of his apprenticeship, because of his his hands in Miss America, Miss Universe, and things of that nature. That's who his core followers were, with those who from the reality show generation. Now, before I go deeper into President Trump and actually tell you what he is, let me first say that let's define what a racist and a white supremacist is. A white supremacist. Okay. A racist is someone who does not like someone who's not like them. I'll say it again. A racist is someone who does not like anyone who's not like them. Now, that can go for your skin color. That could go for your position in society. That can go for a lot of things that anyone of one's own ilk is not akin to can be discriminated upon or being a racist over. So understand that racism is about not liking, if you want to say hate or whatever, hating those who are not like you. That's what a racist is. Now, a white supremacist is those who feel that they are superior over everyone else. That they have a God-given right, to the fruits of this land or whatever, based upon their, their status in life, their supremacy. Let's just leave at supremacy. Because you see, supremacy, we want to put white supremacists behind supremacy. When, white did not corner the market of supremacy. They would have called supremacy not white supremacists, they would call it German supremacists. If the word Nazi hadn't been introduced into our vocabulary. So you'd have been a German supremacist, you know what I'm saying? Throughout history, there's been a number of I'm not gonna try to pronounce it. I know the word, but there have been a number of cultures who felt that they were superior over, other people in the world. Chinese, the Japanese, the Russians, Russian supremacists, Japanese supremacists, Chinese supremacists. So there's a lot of supremacists, that are not just white supremacists. We want to say white supremacists because it suits for, I don't want to say being politically correct, but it suits the conversation of what it is now, supremacy, white supremacy, white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? But there have been a number of other supremacies throughout history. Even Roman, Vietnamese supremacists. There's been a lot who have hated or felt that they were superior over others, that they went as far as exercising or genocide against not only people not like them, but their own people. Genocide was against because they felt that they were superior, they were supremacists over them. You understand what I'm saying? So supremacy is not about just white supremacists, but we want to say white supremacists because we're in America, and that's what that's who those who are suppressing everyone else seems to be white supremacists. So let's just get that out the way, that supremacy is not just white supremacists. Supremacy, it can be any nationality of supremacy. Okay, so we got that out the way. Okay, now Donald Trump is nor a racist nor a white supremacist. Those people who want to label him as such or want to accuse him as such don't know the Donald. You see, if you want to label Donald Trump anything, you want to label him as an opportunist. Donald Trump is an opportunist. He's been an opportunist ever since he got that $1 million loan from his father. He was an opportunist. He was opportunist to the point that he would invest in slums or ghettos or whatever the type of housing development, and it didn't fix him. The tenants complain or whatever. He was an opportunist and getting cheap labor to do whatever it is that he wants to do because it's fat in his pocket. He's always been an opportunist. Whereas that to the point that where he felt that if he had the opportunity to walk into a dressing room with young girls during his fashion, during getting dressed or whatever, and look at young little perky breasts, that's what he did. Donald Trump is an opportunist, whereas that he felt that he could walk up to any woman and say, grab her private parts and goes, I have an opportunity to do this, and this is what I'm going to do. Donald Trump is an opportunist, whereas that when the Charlotte thing happened, where white supremacy crashed through it, he saw it as an opportunist. He took the opportunity to try to placate both sides. No one said that being an opportunist, it works. No one said that. But being an opportunist, you would take that opportunity to try to make it work. So therefore, if he said there are good people on both sides, you know what I'm saying? Not really thinking that he was going to get the backlash he did, and people saying, oh, he's saying that the white supremacists who lynched black people and did the things that they did throughout history, he's saying they're good. Yeah, well, Donald does do that because he's an opportunist. You know, no one said that opportunists, you know, are thorough or thinkers. You know what I'm saying? They're not consequential thinkers. They look at situations and they take that opportunity to do things. Russia. It's like Russia. You know, Donald Trump look at the opportunity of, before he was president or whatever, you know, to deal with the Russians through the, you know, through the pageantry of what he was doing. He looked at that as an opportunity of bettering the relationships with Russia. You know, Russia, you know, and then come to find out that you know, Russia's no joke. You know, Russia's no joke. Oh, come in, comrade. Would you like one of our Ruskies? This is Tatiana. Those, you know, this is Tatiana. You want to have a rump in the hump with Tatiana? You know, he said, well, yes. You know, it's an opportunity. I'm a long way from home. This opportunity, I'm going to do this. Would you like opportunity to have, you know, Svetlana? You know, pleasure your body with the golden shower. You know, oh yes, sure, yes. No one's watching, but see, Russia, you know, don't put it past Russia that after all this is over, there's going to be some grainy video that you can't see, that you can't fully make out that is Donald Trump. Yeah, I can tell it's his hair, but it's going to be so grainy in video that it's going to take another 3 years to analyze it to see if it is Donald Trump. You know, so don't be surprised if Russia has that in his back pocket whenever it felt like it. You know, take case in point with this porn star, Stormy Daniels or whatever her name is. You know, it was an opportunity. His wife was in the hospital, from what I understand, giving birth, and here he is, and here she is, and this is an opportunity. Hey, I want to take this opportunity. Why? Because Donald Trump is an opportunist. You know what I'm saying? He's no racist. He's no, you know, white supremacist. He's an opportunist. This is my opportunity to have, to be spanked with a Time magazine with my picture on it on the ass. This is my opportunity. So that's what Donald Trump is. Donald Trump is an opportunist. Now you look at what he's doing with North Korea. If you think in your mind that he is ever going to cancel that meeting with North Korea with Kim Jong-un, then you're nutty, then the day is long. He will never cancel that. He is going to make that happen no matter what, because you know why? Because this is his opportunity to go down in history as the greatest president of all time, who unified North and South Korea, who secured the Korean Peninsula. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what he's going to go down in history as being the one who did that. And will it lead to a Nobel Peace Prize? Well, this is his opportunity to do that. Donald Trump is an opportunist. Once you understand that about Donald Trump, then you understand that all this racism, all this white supremacist, all this stuff has got nothing to do with Donald Trump. Donald Trump is simply, purely, unequivocally an opportunist. And he's going to take every opportunity he can to make the art of the deal, as he calls it. You know, that's nothing unusual. It's nothing strange. It's not hard to figure out. No, I didn't say that. Yes, I said that. Yes, I talk out of both sides. He talks out of both sides of his mouth, because you know one side has got to give him the edge, because one side has got to give him the upper hand. And yes, he'll meet with you. Yes, he's an art of a deal. Yes, because if he's an opportunist, if he can have the opportunity to have you in his back pocket, he will. Why? Because he's an opportunist. His greatest moment, in my mind, during the Republican debates or selection of candidates or who was going to run, when all, 15 of them or how many of them were on stage, and Donald Trump in the middle said, look, He said, I gave money to all of them. I donated to all of them. If that didn't tell you that he was an opportunist, he had the he made the opportunity to make donations to their campaigns, because he never know when they were going to need them and have them in his back pocket. Just like that one Republican girl who said that and Donald Trump said, look, yeah, she came for me asking for money. She would have done anything for a donation. And then everybody said, oh, it's sexist. Oh, you talk about, like if she would have gone down on her knees. Oh, how dare you? How dare you what? You know, that's how she would have done anything to get, you know, $1 million check for me, for her campaign. What's wrong with it? You know, so that's my take on Donald Trump. You know, so when someone asks you a question, is he's a racist or is he a white supremacist, well, I want you to remember this video. I want you to stop for a minute and really look at President Donald Trump. You know, he's an opportunist. He was born that way. His father groomed him that way. He made his living that way. You know, he went bankrupt that way. You know, no one said that being an opportunist is always going to work out. But that's what he is. But you know, he made an opportunist his way into a corner this time. You know, with a lot of stuff that he did. You know, not being a consequential thinker, or never ever thinking that it's going to come back and bite him in the ass. But anyway, he's still our president. What you going to do? You know, what I suggest you do is look at your local elections. Try to make changes. Get involved in your community. And if that's too big for you to do, take care of your family. You know, love your children. Be a part of their lives. You know, make a difference in their lives. You know, and no matter where you are or what you're doing, when a child walks into that room, just remember, they are the most important thing in that room. Okay? This is Gerard, editor-in-chief of Filipino Soul Magazine, aka S.G.I.B magazine. On the PBG's Productions, stand for Photos by Gerard, the best of freelance publicity photography. And it's all about perception. All about perception. And what you have listened to is my perception. What's it worth to you? Nothing. What's it worth to me? My core. You know, it's what I believe. And we all gotta believe in something. Okay? So, dreams are nothing more than plans awaiting action. Never disrespect the elderly and always pull some of them. And sometimes you won't be the only one to see a vision. And the best revenge in life is to live good. I'm living good today, baby. I hope you are too. And if you're lucky enough to have a woman like Ali Woodson, former lead singer of The Temptation, once, oh my God, treat her like a lady. You know. And ladies, if you're lucky enough to have a good man, you should want to make him feel like a king. Okay, so things with me are going pretty good. The magazine is coming along. Although today I've been kind of like, just kind of chilling. You know. Had to go to immigrations today. But it's all right. You know. I work with Ellen Bayou. It's moving along. Very good. I'm very happy. I'm very pleased with the progress that we're making. You know, we need to make more, and we need to make longer strides. But I'll take them inch by inch. You know, as long as they're moving forward. Okay, and remember, I will always love you more. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to hear more. Oh, you know what? Do that and hit that notification bell. I'm gonna try to be with you a little bit more frequently. Okay, but right now, peace. I love you like a love song, baby.